soapbox, be victimized and targeted by these social media companies. And I warned that these companies would continue to censor and ban all of his supporters in an attempt to influence the midterm and presidential elections, which we are now witnessing before our eyes in 2020. As Americans and as members of the global human race, we made a promise when we said never again. But today, I'm not so sure that never again really means anything. Today, we see increased levels of Jew hatred. We have Jew haters serving in Congress who have ties to Hamas and ISIS, people who openly demonize Jews. And we have a Democrat Party that normalizes this vile anti-Semitism under the guise of diversity and criticism of Israel. Today, we have boycotts on Jews that are growing more common with the mainstream effort to normalize the pro-terror BDS movement. Social media companies are banning Jews and conservatives like myself, while they allow some people like Louis Farrakhan and designated Islamic terrorist organizations like Hamas, ISIS, and the Muslim Brotherhood to incite hatred and violence against Jewish people. Companies like Facebook and Twitter claim to be against hate speech, and they have banned Jews like myself and Yair Netanyahu, the son of Bibi Netanyahu, who is, Yair has actually endorsed my congressional campaign. And they banned us. Just think about that. Banning the son of the Prime Minister of Israel for posting facts about Jew hatred and terrorism. But it doesn't take much to see that these companies just purely hate Jews. The Holocaust happened only 75 years ago. It could easily happen again, especially if the Jews don't wake up and stop voting Democrats. The Jews need to make a choice. Will they stay silent or will they speak up? In 2018, according to FBI statistics, hate crimes against Jewish people increased by 37%. 2018. That also happens to be the same exact year that Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, the first Muslim women, were elected to the United States Congress. I don't think it's a coincidence. To put things into perspective for you, for those of you who like numbers, there's only 15 million Jews left on the planet. Compare that with the nearly 2 billion Muslims. Despite the fact that Jewish people are the minority, their rights have been overshadowed and hijacked by those on the left who spew the false narrative that Muslims are the minority. You can do the math yourself. The numbers aren't good. I was permanently banned from Twitter for life on November 21st, 2018, and then I was banned for 30 days from Facebook on Thanksgiving Day, less than 24 hours later. What was my offense? Did I spew hateful, violent rhetoric towards anyone, as we frequently see leftists and celebrities and far-left politicians do on these social media sites? No. Did I post racist comments or call for genocide against a group of people? No. Did I incite a riot or call for the president to be assassinated like leftists often do on Twitter? No. I merely shared a fact. Yes, the truth can now get you banned from life, from the internet, it can get you banned from your bank, and it can get you financially shut down and blacklisted in the United States of America under the presidency of Donald Trump, right? In America, the land of the free, and the only country that has a First Amendment right. The tweet that Twitter decided to ban me for was a tweet full of facts about Sharia law. It was a tweet directed at Ilhan Omar, a newly elected congresswoman, a politician, a public figure, a jihadist. And my tweet pointed out her support of Sharia law, and that it didn't make her an ally for gay people, women, Jews, Christians, as Twitter would like you to believe. This was the tweet that I was permanently banned for. Isn't it ironic how the Twitter moment used to celebrate women, LGBTQ, and minorities is a picture of Ilhan Omar? Ilhan is pro-Sharia. Ilhan is pro-FGM. Under Sharia, homosexuals are oppressed and killed. Women are abused and forced to wear the hijab. Ilhan is anti-Jewish.
Stand her back.
Exactly. It's all true, right? Where's the lie? But that was the tweet that led to my deplatforming and digital extermination by the most powerful tech companies in the world. I did. As a journalist, I always ask questions and seek the truth. As an American, I have been granted free speech protections under the First Amendment to express myself as a citizen and a member of the press. I wanted to know why Ilhan Omar supports brutal and un-American things like Sharia, which supports female genital mutilation, the killing of homosexuals, and the abuse and oppression of women. I want to know why she hates Israel and why she makes so many anti-Jewish comments. I want to know why she refused to condemn Hamas, a designated Islamic terrorist organization. All of these behaviors are supported in Islam, and they are enforced under Sharia law, which both Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and it appears the entire Democrat Party now supports and believes in due to their own refusal and their complicit nature with these women. In response to my Twitter ban and Silicon Valley Sharia, I handcuffed myself to the Twitter headquarters office in New York City on November 29, 2018. When I handcuffed myself, I wore a yellow Judas star, identical to those worn by Jews in the time leading up to the Holocaust. Just like the Nazis made lists of political dissidents who they marked and banned with yellow stars, Facebook, Twitter, and Google are modern-day techno-fascists in the way that they are silencing conservatives, Jews, Christians who dare to speak the truth about radical Islam and terrorism. During my protest, while I was handcuffed, I held up a sign that read, "Jew hatred, A-OK, nosy Jew banned." Twitter, Facebook, and Google have some serious explaining to do regarding their terms of service. As I mentioned, following my Twitter bans and Facebook bans, the left-wing and Islamic bias displayed by these social media companies is overbearingly obvious, and it is becoming so every single day. Less than 24 hours after I was banned by Twitter, I was banned by Facebook for 30 days, and then I was permanently banned by Facebook on May 2nd, just one day after Holocaust Remembrance Day. How is it that a Jewish conservative journalist and the Israeli Prime Minister's son get banned on social media for posting facts about Islam, but Hamas and Hezbollah and the Muslim Brotherhood and Louis Farrakhan and Iranian dictators who chant death to Israel and death to America all have verified Facebook and Twitter accounts? I would love to know the answer. Through their pro-Sharia terms of service, Facebook and Twitter are clearly signaling that it's okay to be a terrorist, but it's not okay to be a conservative or a Jew. Here's some evidence that big tech social media companies are anti-Jewish. Companies that you yourself are using, your children, your grandchildren, and your future children or grandchildren will definitely be using. In July 2018, Mark Zuckerberg sparked outrage when he said he didn't see a reason to ban Holocaust deniers on Facebook. Meanwhile, he finds it very necessary to ban conservatives and Jews. On May 2nd, when he banned me, he labeled me a dangerous individual, classified me as a digital terrorist, and then Facebook changed their terms of service to say that it was okay to kill people and incite violence against those who were deemed dangerous individuals. But ISIS still has a Facebook page. Not making this up. This is happening in America. In October of 2018, Twitter released a statement saying it was not a violation of their terms of service when Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, called Jewish people termites. Twitter said that they would not ban Farrakhan even though he has called for Jews to be eradicated and publicly proclaimed that Hitler was a great man. In November of 2018, Twitter was forced to apologize after they allowed for Kill All Jews to trend for several hours. You get the point. We have a serious problem in our country. We have a problem with free speech, something that the mother of the student from Boca is dealing with right now, something that all of you, including myself, will continue to deal with if we continue to allow ourselves to be silenced. If we continue to allow for these techno-fascists in Silicon Valley and the Jew haters in the Democrat Party to silence Americans, to silence Trump supporters, and to silence Jews. And so even while being banned and silenced on every social media platform, I am here today to tell you that one person can make a difference, right? And the only person who can really decide whether or not you are eternally silenced is you. So always use your voice, and always use your voice to speak out against Jew hatred so that when we say never again, we mean it. Thank you.